Hi, I'm Dan Murphy, and I'm here with a preview of the Sherborn Town Meeting, which is scheduled for Tuesday, April 23rd at 7 p.m. in the Linquist Commons Auditorium. Everyone is welcome to attend and participate in your town government. The faster we reach quorum, the better, but usually Sherborn residents are pretty good about that, so I hope to see most of you watching in there. So without any further ado, here's what's on the schedule for the town meeting. There are a total of 28 articles. Hopefully we can get through this in one night, but some of these are somewhat contentious, so there might be some discussion that pushes this to two nights. The second night would take place on Thursday, April 25th, also at 7 p.m. So hopefully you can make those dates, and again, hope to see you there. So here are the articles. Article 1 is to hear the town reports. As usual, some of these early articles are mainly kind of just housekeeping articles that come up every year and should go through pretty quickly. Article 2 deals with fiscal year 19 supplemental appropriations. Article 3 is about bonds, bond premium and authorization rescission. Article 4 deals with some of the cemetery maintenance. There are multiple cemeteries in the town of Sherborn, as I'm sure people are aware, and this is what Article 4 addresses. Article 5 is revolving funds, and this is the Council on Aging is seeking $75,000. The Board of Health has a flu clinic that's $15,000. The Recycling Committee bin sale has $860, so that's a little less than some of these other items. The town forest firewood, $30,000, $160,000 for Farm Pond, $300,000 regarding an ambulance, and what is this? $287,561 for elder housing, and the total of all these items is $868,421. So. Some of the larger ticket items, there may be some discussion regarding, but some of the smaller ones we might just move forward on. Article 6 deals with the Other Post-Employment Benefits Trust Fund, OPEB. Article 7 is stabilization funds, and Article 8 is the omnibus budget, with also Article 9 dealing with the capital improvement plan, which has, I think, a total of 7 items under it. First up is the fire department is seeking $73,000 for breathing support equipment. Then the next 4 items are all for the CM&D department, or I guess, and that's they're looking at an air compressor and 2 jackhammers, which they're estimating $22,300. They're seeking $96,000 for material processing equipment, $75,100 for a tractor, and $111,295 for 2 pickup trucks with highway equipment. I would expect there will be some presentation going over the necessity of these items and how they determine the costs. Next up is facilities, which has $300,000 regarding town buildings. And school committee is looking for $65,000 related to renovations to Pine Hill School. Again, there may be presentations on some of these items. In fact, most of the larger ticket items, I would be surprised if there wasn't a presentation. The total for all the items in Article 9 is $742,695. So then we move on to Article 10, which is transfer from stabilization for tree cleanup. There were a lot of downed trees over the course of the winter, and it cost money to pick them up. So Article 10 and 11 both deal with this. Article 10 is the transfer funds from stabilization, and Article 11 deals with the tree cleanup more broadly, I guess. Article 12 relates to the use of free cash to pay for various things in town government. Article 13 is to revisit electronic voting. I think this has come up at least the past town meeting, looking at ways of voting electronically. There are many towns that have adopted electronic voting for their town meeting. I know Dover is one of them, and I think that Sherborn is looking at possibly doing a similar thing. So hopefully there will be some more information regarding that, because the article in the warrant, which you should have received, is rather short. Article 14, Recreation Revolving Fund. This is regarding kind of some Massachusetts general bylaw changes regarding the Parks and Rec Department. I believe they're changing some wording in some of the bylaws there. Article 15, Affordable Housing Trust Fund and Bond of Trustees. This relates to affordable housing, which is always a point of discussion at many of these town meetings, so there might be a lot of discussion on this one. Article 16 relates to the CM&D department, changing its title to Department of Power and Water, DPW. Article 17 is to amend general bylaws. This is to give the town clerk the authority to renumber some of the bylaws as that becomes necessary as we change things. So that's related to that. Article 18 is to put limits on bow hunting in the town of Sherborn. Currently there are limits to hunting with the use of firearms, but I do not believe there are limits to the use of bow and arrow, and this would clarify those limits. Article 19 is to amend the bylaws so that the town clerk can function as also the information technology manager in the town of Sherborn. And Article 20 is somewhat similar and gives the town clerk the power to act probably only on an interim basis as the HR manager, or to delegate the authority of HR. So that's slightly different because Article 19 relates to allowing the town clerk to function as the IT manager, whereas Article 20 is to give the town clerk the power to designate human resources. So then Article 21 is to designate the treasurer as an appointed office. I think there's been some discussion in past town meetings regarding whether or not the treasurer should be an elected or an appointed official. I think this hasn't been a huge issue, largely because the treasurer historically has run unopposed, but obviously there are advantages and disadvantages to changing this, which may be discussed at town meeting. Article 22 is to establish a quarterly tax payment system. I think a lot of towns use quarterly tax payment systems, and I think we are not currently one of those towns, but that would be to change that, which has some benefits as to why that would be happened. And again, this will likely be discussed at town meeting. Article 23 is to address illicit discharges in stormwater. Obviously, to protect the environment, we want that waste is disposed of properly and not disposed of with down drains and whatnot. So this is an article designed to have more specifics on to how to deal with that situation. Article 24 is to address zoning bylaws with accessory apartments. Again, this has appeared in past town meetings, especially with the increase of programs like Airbnb, the laws regarding how that property can be rented and what qualifies in the town of Sherborn. It's been kind of vague in the past, and this is designed to be more specific and hopefully reach an agreement that the residents are happy with. Article 25 deals with acquiring CSX property to create a rail trail. I believe this is along like the Framingham border. There's some land that was formerly owned by a railroad, or maybe is currently owned by a railroad, but is up for sale, and the town of Sherborn is contemplating purchasing it to create a rail trail. Article 26 is to create a sustainability coordinator, which will be looking at environmental concerns in the town of Sherborn. I've seen a lot of signs up around town that suggest that there may be a lot of discussion about this. So this may be a big article. Article 27 is debt regarding Proposition 2.5. I think this is related to some transparency on capital projects, just to make sure that everything is that the town is aware of what's going on, or the residents of the town is aware of going on with capital projects. I know that there are some big capital projects going on in town, and I think that there may be a serious discussion regarding this, because there's been some frustration with how some of those projects have been handled. And then Article 28 is regarding the inclusion of additional unfunded liabilities. Again, this probably ties back to capital projects and the like. But those are the 28 articles. Again, the town meeting will be taking place April 23rd. That's a Tuesday at 7 p.m. in the Linquist Commons Auditorium, which is located on the regional school campus in Dover at 9 Junction Street. I encourage everyone to attend, participate in town government. And hopefully we can get through this in one night, but if we don't, the second night is scheduled for the Thursday, April 25th. And again, if you come on Tuesday, come back on Thursday. We do need to reach a quorum to be able to vote, and it's very important to vote and to participate in town government. So hopefully I see you there, and thank you for watching this preview of town meeting.